Hello and welcome to my ban list predictions. I'm going to go through each format and say what I think is going to get banned and why. And now you might be asking yourself, me, why are you doing this? Because it's funny. So, first thing we're going to talk about is going to be Modern, the best format, the one we all play and love. I'll go through this one first since I'm sure most of my viewers watch it. So, for Modern, what do we have? First up, well, we got to talk about it. The One Ring. So people have been talking about this for a few weeks. The card is just too strong. It can be slotted into too many decks. The game snowballs way out of control if it's left unchecked, and but not the easiest to answer since it's indestructible, right? And I think it's the most likely to get banned from the ban list. I could see them not banning it too if they want to let it go out a little bit longer. But with the way that they're doing bans now, having it be so structured, I feel like they might just hit it because it's just being, even though it didn't win the PT or whatever, right? I still think it's just too much of a good card, and it's just too. It's just being a generic artifact is just too strong, and the legendary isn't even a downside. Um, so it's not for sure, but I think it's very very likely. Next up, we're gonna talk about the maybes. So coming up next, we got Orcish Bowmasters. Now, this is another new card from Lord of the Ring that I like a lot since I play with it in my deck. However, it's quite strong as it pushes more X1s out of the format. Like with Ren 6 was already doing that, and now you have a flash threat that's doing that for 2 mana too. I don't think it necessarily needs to be banned, and I think the presence of the ring is making it stronger than it is, maybe. But it's definitely a step up in power level in Modern that we haven't seen yet. Or it's definitely a step up in Modern. It's a very impactful card, right? And it's like definitely pushing Modern into a certain direction, and we'll see if Wizards wants to continue going in that direction. Now, next card coming up, a little bit of a hot topic. We got Grief. So this card was shown to be a House of the Pro Tour as it was in the winning deck, Scam. And now you might be asking, why this card and not the other Evoke Elementals? Well, as Doomwake said, it's the only proactive Elemental, meaning that you can use it aggressively and push an advantage early with Undying cards, with Undying Malice and all that. A 4/3 with Menace on turn 1 that takes the 2 best cards out of your hand really hurts. It doesn't matter what matchup you're in. It doesn't matter what deck you have. When you have an opponent putting a 4/3 into play with Menace and it takes the 2 best cards out of your hand, it feels so bad, especially if you have to mull. Like it's just so it's not a fun play pattern for anyone. They can't ban the Undying cards or Ephemerate cards as there's just too many of them. And if they want to get this interaction out of the format, the only thing they could do would be printing an answer to it or banning it. And I don't think it's likely that they'll print an answer to it. So I think it's just more likely that it will get banned. So the next one coming up, we have Violent Outburst. Now, this is a little bit of a hot take. So with how good Rhinos did at the Pro Tour, people were asking about people were talking about getting Outburst banned again. These conversations always come up when Rhinos is back in the meta. I remember people talking about it a few months ago when Rhinos was dominating, but then people stopped talking about it because people stopped playing Rhinos. The thing is, Cascade is a broken mechanic. WotC Wizards has said themselves they will never reprint Cascade another standard set. Now, why just Violent Outburst and not the other Cascade cards? That's because it's an instant. Being able to Cascade at instant speed and hold a pre-interaction has proved to be very strong, as it's the only instant spell, only instant Cascade spell. And with cards like Subtlety, Force of Negation, all this to back up your Violent Outburst to protect it, to make sure it resolves, is to make sure your Cascade spell resolves, is just so strong. I can see them banning this. I don't think that they will. I just wanted to bring it up and see what you guys think. I mean, also, like, the art is just bad, and it only has 1 printing. Like, I think it's bannable just because of the art alone. It's just like, what even are these guys? They're like some alien-looking ass. Like, what the hell are we even? I take back everything I just said. This is the best card. I don't care what anyone says. We're not banning this card. Now, I didn't even want to bring up this card because it was so obvious, but I guess I will just touch on it lightly for a second before moving to the other formats. Like, we all know it's going to get banned. That's the whole reason why they're doing this BNR on Monday. Yeah, like this card, the stats are insane. It's in the new blue-black deck. It's like really broken, but it's also a skeleton for what that matters. I can't believe they printed this card at common. Like, it's also unkillable. Like, more to strike. Like, what were they doing when they were printing this card? I don't understand. Like, it's unkillable. You can't remove. It's 3 mana for a 1/1. Like, what are they thinking? I don't know what they're thinking printing this card. Like, look at the flavor text too. Like, it's mocking the opponent. You're not able to kill it. So we all knew this one was coming, but it's just shameful that it's been unbanned for so long. All right. Next is Pioneer, everyone's favorite format. I'll just be brief on this one. Ban these cards. I don't care. Just ban these stupid ass cards. Jesus Christ, the play patterns are so boring. How are you gonna let mono green have an infinite combo? Why do you ban every combo deck in the format except the most unfun and resilient one? Jesus Christ. All right, next up is Legacy. Now, I don't know that much about the format, but I know there's some very obvious bans that need to happen since the printing of this one specific set has just completely warped the format, and I feel really bad for Legacy players having to like follow all these stupid supplemental sets. But Legacy players, you got me on this one. Like you got my back. Like we knew these had to go. The power level, all these cards are just insane from a Legacy even from a Legacy standpoint. Like protection from robots with a reroll effect, like the new Ragavan in the middle there, like. And then at the end, even though it's 3 mana, it's better than Colossal Dreadmaw. I don't know what they were doing. Like, Jesus Christ. I know it's a joke set, but they really need to be careful next time. Like, it's so sad that Legacy catches so many strays from supplemental sets. But we'll be glad to see these go. So it's not, they're not gonna be in the format on Monday. Also this card. Standard. All right. Thank you guys for watching.